This is why Kawhi Leonard be putting belt to ass on y'all favorite team, man. Man, Tyrese Halliburton ain't doing this, man. Ben Simmons ain't doing this, man. Kawhi don't play by his protein. He don't play by his protein, bro. Man, if Jordan Poole ate this shit, man, let me tell you. If Jordan Poole ate this, Draymond would have been asleep instead. Shit, till this day he'll been asleep. And like this. I just want to know about that. I'm going off topic. Anyway, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden are all sharing the court. This isn't just any normal first round matchup. Nah, man, these are legacy games. To me, this series will impact some really key players. Legacy talks in the future. So let's take a look. Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, the fun guy. Kawhi's playing out probably the most fascinating career I've ever seen in my lifetime. I've never witnessed such a thing. I don't even know how to talk about the guy. He's won an NBA championship in just his third year, and during which he won Finals MVP. He later went on to win back-to-back DPOYs in 2015 and 2016, faced constant nagging injuries, one of which was really seriously unfair. But then, even after the notorious Zaza Pachulia shot, it was a constant battle against his body and his mind. And unfortunately for the Spurs, who were trying to make one final run, his body won time and time again. To the point that the San Antonio Spurs even decided to move on and sent him to what was at the time considered the NBA's portal to hell, Toronto, Canada. But man, was everyone wrong about that Kawhi and Toronto team. Kawhi wound up having one of the most miraculous and incredible playoff runs in NBA history, and even ended up not only winning the chip, but he brought Canada their first ever championship in the history of the NBA. Things were great in Toronto, until the high from the championship inevitably wore off, and Kawhi remembered, hey, I'm in Canada. Ew, gross. And then immediately joined the Los Angeles Clippers alongside Paul George. And just like clockwork, a lot of the conversations from his Spurs days started to repeat itself. And some of it was fair. When you get a guy like Kawhi Leonard coming fresh off a championship, you kind of expect that he's going to bring you a championship. And that is not at all how that played out. Kawhi got injured. Then he played. Then he got injured again, and the cycle repeated itself for years. I mean, Kawhi's been a Clipper for 6 seasons now. That's only 1 season shorter than he was with San Antonio. Basically, his entire tenure with the Clippers has been one disaster after the other. That is until now, because well, now things are different. Kawhi's last knee surgery was a massive success, and I've got to be honest, he's looking bouncy. Not to mention his supporting cast is amazing. I know it's just the first round, but if Kawhi Leonard knocks Nikola Jokic out of the playoffs, that definitely wins him some bonus points with Clipper fans. And let me tell you, if Kawhi Leonard was a championship with the Los Angeles Clippers, his legacy changes drastically. He goes from a great all-time forward who's even good enough to win as a first option, to a guy who's won a championship for 3 different organizations. You know who that puts him in conversations with? Do you have any idea the only other star to have won a championship with 3 different organizations is? His name is LeBron James. This is what I mean when I say legacy. What an opportunity for Kawhi Leonard. Now let's talk about Mr. Triple Double. But first, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button below, because if you don't, I'm gonna personally make sure that Nico Harrison is your next GM. And trust me, nobody wants that. Russell Westbrook, similar to Kawhi, is another guy who's having a really strange career. Reason being is he only actually has 1 or 2 flaws, but unfortunately, unlike Kawhi, he's very much in control of both of these flaws. What are these flaws? Well, they're very clearly his decision making and his lack of a 3-point shot. Honestly, I think it's pretty incredible that a guy with a lack of basketball IQ ended up being an MVP, a 9-time All-Star, average a triple-double for multiple seasons, and his only loss in the finals is to LeBron James. You can't even be mad at that. But again, you know us fans, we're not going for that. We're not going for that no championship ring bullshit. So yeah, for Westbrook, winning a championship this year would be great for his resume. Oh yeah, also getting revenge on his toxic ex, the Los Angeles Clippers, would be pretty badass. And speaking of people named James, let's talk about what a championship could mean for James Harden and his career. Harden has basically won every award or record that a hooper could ever dream of. I mean, the dude's an MVP, a scoring champion, a 6th man of the year, an assist champ, 11-time All-Star, as well as an NBA top 75 player of all time. What a resume, right? What else could you ask of someone who spent his prime years battling the most broken super team in the history of sports and even took them to 7 games? I don't know, man. It's just not enough. It just doesn't move me. You're right. It doesn't move me either. He's missing one thing. this tall burrito brother, what he needs is an NBA championship. Because without a championship, you are worthless to NBA media. So if James Harden can win a championship with the Clippers and bring them their first ever championship in the history of the organization, it's gonna get really spooky for D-Wade fans like myself. I will no longer be able to say that D-Wade is the third best shooting guard. I'll be forced to say that from now on, that spot belongs to James Edward Harden Jr. Legacy. For Jamal Murray, I'm gonna be real. I just gotta find out if the guy can hoop consistently throughout an entire series against a team not named the Los Angeles Lakers. To be continued. Okay, hear me out. I don't want to seem like a Nikola Jokic hater, but let's be real. Who did he beat during that 2023 NBA Finals run that's supposed to really impress me? The guy beat the Timberwolves before Anthony Edwards became the amazing superstar that he is now. He also beat the Phoenix Suns, who we now have a better understanding more than ever that they fucking suck. But they have KD. Yeah, well, KD only played 8 regular season games that year. And it's really ironic because now he's played 137 more regular seasons with them, and they still don't have chemistry, but that's besides the point. But then he beat the Lakers, who I'll give you. That's a really tough team to beat in the playoffs, and they did only 4 games, so that's really impressive. Then in the finals, they played the Eastern Conference's 8th seed, the Miami Heat, and they beat them in only 5 games. Of all the teams I just discussed, honestly, the only notable team that I'm genuinely impressed by is that LeBron Anthony Davis Lakers team. I could legitimately make the argument that despite the Heat losing that finals, they had an incredibly more difficult postseason run. They had to beat out Giannis and the Bucks, as well as the Boston Celtics that made the finals just the year before. But this year, Jokic has a do-over. If he starts this postseason by knocking out Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, he doesn't have to win it all. If he just at least makes the finals, I'm sorry. Current LeBron's got to hand over the keys. This guy's him. Okay, so if even you and me understand what's at risk here, you better believe that the players are more than aware of the risk reward here. And thanks to this, I'm fairly certain we're about to see a masterclass. This is NBA royalty we're talking about here. Now, after having seen both games 1 and 2, here's some key takeaways I want you guys to look out for. If you're a Nuggets fan, we need to see more of a defensive effort out of Jokic during these James Harden pick and rolls. And more importantly, Murray needs to get his shit together. If the Nuggets are going to win the series, they're going to need Murray to go back to his 2023 Jamal Murray bag. I don't think Jokic can win the series by himself, and luckily, it doesn't look like he's going to have to. Murray had a pretty good game 1, and again, he played pretty well tonight in the game 2. And also, the Nuggets are getting great production out of Aaron Gordon and MPJ. MPJ did injure his left shoulder, I believe, during the 4th quarter of game 2. So if you're the Nuggets, you definitely look out for that. And if you're the Clippers, you're gonna have to ask yourself, what are you gonna do going forward with Nikola Jokic? Zubac is actually doing fairly well defensively on Jokic, but I'm worried about Zubac getting into foul trouble. Today he had 5 personal fouls in game 2, and I get it as a center, it's part of the game. But if God forbid he ever did foul out, who's going to sub in for him? Only thing that I can really see happening is a small ball lineup of Nicholas Batum filling in. But then it's like, he's really small. Like, he can't guard Jokic. And so if you put Ben Simmons at center, are we really going to trust Ben Simmons in the playoffs crunch time? This is the NBA playoffs. There's no way Tyronn Lue's going to trust Ben Simmons, right? So yeah, that's a big question mark for me. And also on the offensive side of things, keep it simple. Stick to what works. The James Harden pick and roll was extremely effective in the first half of game 1. I don't understand why in the second half the Clippers ran away from it and try to force Kawhi Leonard in isolation positions. They had some really bad scoring droughts. I get it. Kawhi's the guy and you want him to perform his heroics and win you the ball game. But come on, James Harden deserves a little more trust, especially when he's hot like that. The guy was killing it with the ball in his hands, and that's what got you the huge lead in the first place. So don't overcomplicate things. Basketball is very simple. If it works, keep doing it. At least that's what I said during game 1. After having watched game 2, F it. Let Kawhi do whatever he wants. He essentially played a perfect game both offensively and defensively. This is one of those statement I am back games that I just will never forget. This is like I was home when I watched this. Like the games where you remember where you were when you watched it. Kawhi is absolutely back at 100%, and I'm here for it. And I get it. Some of you might be thinking, actually, I was more excited about the Luka Ant-Man rematch. And if that's you, listen. The Lakers and Timberwolves are also a great first rounder, but to me, they're just a close second. And the reason being is I just don't think Ant-Man has enough help to overcome a star-studded team like the Lakers. That's not even a slight to Minnesota fans. Respectfully, nobody actually believes in Julius Randle as a second option come playoff time, and I'm not sure you guys do either. Whereas with this Nuggets-Clippers matchup, I could see it going either way. The Clippers are super great when healthy, and Nikola Jokic is quite obviously the greatest player on the planet right now, so you just can't count him out. He might win his 4th MVP this year. Anyways, that's what I think. You let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let me know who you think is going to come on top on this Nuggets-Clippers series. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those noties on. Matista signing out!